Back on In Focus, the economy of Africa's wealthiest city, Johannesburg, is at risk. That's according to small business owners operating in the city who say crumbling infrastructure, lack of service delivery, and a high crime rate have increased the cost of doing business in the city. Despite this, they say they want to contribute to the city's growth, but the government must act now. As City of Johannesburg Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda is expected to vacate his office soon, a business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo spent the day with business owners in the inner city and filed this report.
A walk down one of the busiest streets in Johannesburg's inner city, Small Street, in the early 90s before South Africa's first democratic election was all it took to spark a university student's entrepreneurial spirit as she commuted home from university.
I could see how town was just making everyone go crazy. And those days, when you come to town, you dress up. You will really look good to come to town. And what has sustained us in town is because of the business that we've been thriving.
Taking over a business that had been in the inner city since 1987, Magwamba grew the franchise to 5 branches across the city. But more than 2 decades later, her business is down to a trickle. Magwamba is holding on to just 2 franchises in the city of Johannesburg due to various issues, including rampant crime that has been on a steady trajectory. While her business has been on the receiving end of service delivery issues such as load shedding, load reduction, and water shortages, she says these challenges are not enough for her to want to leave the city.
Water has affected the whole country. Electricity has affected the whole country. So even Santino, wherever, they all been affected. So you do your own way of providing. Generators are there. And for the water, it's only a few times that we had no water. But the good thing is that City Power does tell us that tomorrow you're not going to have water.
5 kilometers away in Maboneng, the 28-year-old founder of Helping Hands Laundromat lives and works in the city and established her business in 2020 to take advantage of the foot traffic in the CBD, including tourists.
The location that we picked mainly was because we're close to tourists. There's a backpackers close by, so our clientele, our target clientele is the tourists and other businesses in and around the city.
Unlike Magwamba, she does not have the resources for a plan B when load reduction hits or the taps run dry. Her business simply comes to a halt.
That has been such a huge problem, and especially the business I'm in, I use electricity and water to run the business. There's nothing else I can do. So we have power outages, and that happens maybe for like 2 or 3 days. And when that happens, there's also a lack of information. We're not told what's wrong.
The runaway rise in crime, Mvula says, is a major challenge for all the businesses on her block who have had to band together to protect their businesses. Street photographers down the road from the laundromat agree.
Crime also might be an issue now and again, but at least here where we work, there's security that's visible in most times. But we sometimes have a problem with people that steal mirrors from our clients' cars, especially if the securities are not around. There's people that steal pictures from us.
Abanye unokuthi akubuke, like for instance, boma 2 months back, bebangibukile lapha eMaponya Mall, bathi soshaya brand shoot nan and bebazama ukusithathela ama camera nebade lami yabo.
The owner of Microphone Flute, a former music teacher from Davidson, says the government should use the youth to get the city back on track and encourage more people to get into business, revive the economy, and reduce crime in the inner city.
Most of the youth can be educated to work with their own hands. Working with your own hands can make you do much better in life.
A University of Johannesburg professor says stakeholders in the Johannesburg economy have their work cut out to get the city back to its former glory and improve the ease of doing business, especially for small and medium-sized operations touted to be the saviors of the city's future economy. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.